A Royal Respite by Tornado Firehooves. Chapter 5. Babysitting and Boys.
Yee! Ryan Celeste! Yee!
Jingling and Tingling hopped up on the frustrated mare's back, digging their hose in to get her to trot around the room in a circle. This is so humiliating, the teenage mare cried in frustration. I can't believe I, of all ponies, have been reduced to giving foals ponyback rides! Now, Celestia, this is a kind of experience Dean wanted. Lynette chuckled from in the kitchen. We're frying up a cheese casserole in the oven. Thou must take good with the bad. If thee was to see experience a gift for life most fulfilling. The dark blue mare pushed the casserole out of the oven. Kids, at lunchtime. After having the exhausted white pony canter around the room several times, the two foals hopped off Celeste's back and got to the table. Ugh. Babysitting, Celeste wailed. How my aching head is splitting. Caring for the cuddly you tot takes a lot, Celeste. Willow shook her head. Your nerves get shot. Foals cause all kind of trouble, Celeste agreed, pulling herself back up to her hose. And with twins, the trouble's double. As Singling and Tingling hungrily wolfed down the casserole, the frustrated filly reflected on the past few days. Ever since their parents had dropped those troublemakers off to yesterday, the twins had been wreaking havoc on Celeste's perfect life. She spent her whole holiday off chasing the two around, tripping over scattered toys and falling on her face. They had already knocked over and broken an expensive antique lamp, and had smashed the TV screen into a million places while playing ball. Taking care of our own foals was never this hard! Exasperated Celeste gasped, but the twins were out of earshot. Not because we had servants who could handle the difficult tasks, sister, Lynette reminded her. They did take care of the discipline while we and their fathers got to spoil the children. I never thought about that before, Celeste replied sadly. It was at that point they heard the sound of breaking plates being tossed out of the china cabinet. Oh no, we gotta get these little bundles of Verity out of the house before they break every piece of furniture we have! On that note, we doth agree, Lynette replied with a nod, galloping over to where the two foals were messing around. Young fillies, those plates do not certainly be at Frisbee's! Say, girls, would you two like to walk to the park? Celeste asked the two fillies, as Lynette pulled them out of the cabinet. Park! Whee! The two of them exclaimed, racing towards the door, before the two teen fillies could even start to get ready. Hi, you two! Lynette yelled, as the two of them followed the twins down the road towards the community park. Coltonville Community Park was a favorite gathering spot for all the town's families and their foals. Built by volunteers for local orphan ponies a year ago, the new playground equipment was the perfect place for the two troublemaking foals to hide from their babysitters. Hey, where did you go? The rainbow maned filly asked, looking around at the playground equipment and picnic pavilion. Oh, we have best find them, sister, Lynette replied nervously, before they could get themselves into any trouble most piteous. As the two looked around frantically, a frisbee suddenly flew over the two ponies' heads and landed in the soft grass behind them. Now this is odd, Celestia mused curiously, picking up the frisbee. Where did this come from? Excuse me, ladies. The three colts that were about the same age came trotting up, and one pointed to the small red disc of his hoof. I don't mean to bother you, but that happens to be our Celeste? Ace? Celeste whinnied back in surprise. What are you doing here? Hey, Lynette! A colt with a fleur-de-lis mark on his flank waved to her. Good to see you again. Lotta? Lynette asked in shock. What does bring us down here? We were playing some frisbee to us, and we'd like to get back to it, if you don't mind. And the patient Teddy snapped. Teddy, show some manners. Ace snapped out, before turning back towards the girl. What are you doing here? We were false-sitting, tingling and tingling, and we lost them, Celestia replied in a panic, remembering why they were here. Boys, could you please help us find them? No, these babysitters? Teddy asked in shock. You dorks! Strange. That's usually the other guy who says that, not Eddie. You broke! I can't believe you finally broke, you imbecile! I tried to hold back. I did. How could you lose two little offensive kids like that? Calm down, Teddy, Lancer chided him. He turned back to Celeste and Lynette. Of course we'll help. Excellent. Celeste, Ace, these are scale the playground, Lynette commanded. Teddy, Lancer, thou search with me in yonder woods. She then quickly galloped off. Hey, wait for us, Teddy yelled, as he and Lancer galloped quickly behind her. Looks like it's just you and me, Lancer replied nervously, scratching the back of his neck with his hoof. Yeah, Celeste nervously replied back, her face going a deep red. The two of them looked all over the jungle gym, in swings, finding no trace or clue the twins could possibly be. As the search continued, Celeste finally decided to say something to the cult helping her. So, Ace, she started, while I was looking under the picnic tables. You really do sports, huh? Oh! He looked in surprise. Yeah, that's why I got the soccer ball for a Kmart. It's my special talent. I hope to play Fresley someday. I've seen you on the field. You're really good at it. The white filly reminded them. Have you always liked sports so much? Yeah, ever since I was little. Kicking a ball around has always been my way of expressing myself, you know? He started looking through the lockers. The park stuck out. Like Lancer with his poetry and brainy writing stuff. Or Teddy with his mouth. It's how I tell ponies who I am. That's so cool, Celeste replied, trotting up to him, nuzzling the athletic colt. It's so sad everybody else thinks sports ponies are nothing but big, muscle-headed jocks. Thanks, Celeste, the teenage colt replied, nuzzling her back. So nice to have some pony not see me as a big dumb jock. Oh, come on now. You, a big dumb jock? Celeste snored, trying down to Teotar for a moment. You're the most popular boy in school. Yeah, but none of the others see me for who I really am. Not even... He stopped to stare at the ground. Not even Starlight. It doesn't surprise me that little Miss Stuck-Up doesn't understand you. She invited him to sit down on Teotar beside her. Even pulled off the weights he had been wearing over her fastened disaster mane. She wasn't very friendly towards me, but I thought I was moving on you. Wait, Starlight did that? Ace snorted in shock. I can't believe she... I'm so sorry, Celeste. She dyed my coat an off color too, though my sister and I were able to dye that one back to its normal color last night. The white filly sighed. And don't worry about it. It's fine, really. Celeste, let me make it up to you. Ace stamped his foot incessantly. I know of a nice restaurant near here that serves the best hay burgers in Coltonville. After we find the kids, we can go there. I don't know, Ace, she replied nervously. Maybe we should... The impulsive young colt suddenly thrust forward and planted his warm lips on Celeste. A warm fire flushed through her body as he staggered back towards him. I'm sure Lynette and the boys can search here, Celeste replied, horn quivering from the rest of her emotions. Why don't we go check in town? Celeste, Ace asked her, jaw dropping in shock. What's that glowing on your head? White Filly's eyes went wide, realizing what had happened. Rushing forward, she kissed the young colt, and her horns suddenly began to glow even brighter. Oh my!
Tick-a-ding! Tick-a-ding! Are you up here?
Lynette yelled, as the three ponies climbed a tree-covered hill.
We must now witness emerge from thy hiding spots!
The only response was a soft pair of giggles that echoed through the trees.
Hey, you two! This isn't funny!
Teddy called out.
This isn't funny at all!
Really, Teddy?
Lynette asked sarcastically.
Doesn't thou enjoy pranks, most humorous,
such as this one?
There are certain things that aren't funny, Lynette. Like a pair of kids getting lost.
The angry colt snorted.
I might pull pranks and be mean to other ponies, but I never let any pony actually get hurt. Hey, Teddy's not actually that bad, Lancer protested. Sure, he can be a jerk sometimes, but he means really well.
Oh, sure he does, Lynette teased, looking up through the trees.
I heard from the other girls he used to beat up the other foals and take their lunch money back in elementary school.
And he used to tease Sweetheart and knock her face into her own lunch tray. Teddy looked at the ground at Luna's accusations, while Lancer trotted up between the two ponies.
Hey, now that's not fair, Lynette. Teddy brought those kids lunch later and apologized for what he did.
The angry colt snored defensively.
He did that to impress the other bullies, so they leave him alone. Sure, Teddy may be a bag of hot air, and he might be thoughtless, but he means well. And Sweetheart and I have a special relationship, Teddy snapped, responding to Lancer's defense of him. One that you wouldn't understand, Looney Lynette.
It pleases me to see two friends stand up for each other so well. Lynette replied with a chuckle. Now, let us return to finding the children. Then the laughter echoed through the woods again. Tiggling? Lester called out, Tiggling, come back! As the three equines followed the laughter deeper into the woods, everything around them started to get darker and creepier.
You know, police have seen strange things in these woods,
Lester whispered to the other two.
Some say the aliens pop up here and take ponies away. Knock it off, Lancer, Teddy barked, snorting at the other colt. Now's not the time for that junk.
Thou hast been reading far too much science fiction, hasn't thou, good Lancer? Lynette asked with a smirk.
Yeah, I do read the stuff a bit too much, Lancer replied with a nervous laugh. I've always read sci-fi, ever since I was a foal. Pence and I always loved those stories about other planets and weird civilizations. Yeah, two nerds reading dirty things, Daddy chuckled.
Lynette batted him up alongside the head. Ow! Hey! I find it most glorious that thou art such an intellectual pony, Lancer. Lynette complimented him. I too have a love for the pursuits of the mind.
Yeah, that's me, being a nerd, studying, Lancer smiled. That's why I get along so well with Bright Eyes. We both love science.
It was this point that a weird glowing light suddenly appeared out of the trees. It hovered over the group for a few seconds, then slowly began descending towards the three equines.
What the heck is that?
Teddy asked in a panic, as the light grew closer and closer.
It must be aliens! Lancer went in terror. Every pony run!
The two colts galloped away in terror, leaving Lynette standing there, staring into the light. As the illuminated spear came up beside the stunned Lynette, the light suddenly died down, revealing two Pegasi, two Earth Pony foals, and an alicorn.
Ataluna!
The alicorn cried, smiling the sight of a disguised princess.
Dazzleclow!
Lynette asked, stuck at the sight of Cadence's and Shining Armor's second daughter.
What are you doing here?
She saw the two giggling Earth foals on the alicorn's back.
What are you doing with Tigganing and Tinganing?
We were flying over the Pony Republic, tricking Earth Ponies to think you were aliens. The pony beside the alicorn giggled. You now need to wandering in the woods here. Lynette shook her mane in disgust. She knew the habits of the trickster alicorn, and Starglow and Happy Glow, her two ladies in waiting. The three of them had an unnatural bioluminescent glow to their bodies, a trait that earned the moniker the Glow and Show Ponies.
Wait until I tell your mother what thee and thy friends are up to, young lady!
Lynette went in disgust, scaring these ponies to death.
Aw, but we were just having some fun,
Happy Glow protested. Lynette took one of the foals from her.
Yeah, and the kids could have gotten hurt if we hadn't slipped in and picked them up,
Starglow protested, as Lynette took the other foal from her.
Not another word! Who knows what kind of diplomatic situation it could cause if thy presence were discovered, Lynette commanded. Now, the three of you fly themselves right back towards the Crystal Empire, and cause no more trouble around Coltonville.
Yes, Miss Worrywart.
Yeah, wouldn't want to upset the cranky old mare. Say, why are you out here in Coltonville, Luna, acting half your age?
Dazzleclow teased her, getting a file jabbed in.
Begone! Luna roared to the royal Canterlot voice,
causing the three glowing shells to fly away.
You two make no mention of this to any pony. Understand?
What are you saying, Auntie Luna?
Children!
Luna grumbled, rolling her eyes.
Oh, my hoofs are sore.
The blue filly grumbled. I can't wait to soak into a nice warm bath. It was several hours later, and Lynette had gotten the two troublemakers home into bed, when she remembered she hadn't heard from her sister since before they started searching. Nosing the room to her door ajar, Lynette tried over to the open doorway.
Oh, sister, I see you made it back before I did,
Luna said with a tired laugh.
Thou wouldn't believe what I've...
There, asleep on Celeste on the bed, was Ace, gently nuzzling the white filly. Although the colt didn't stir, Celeste awoke at her sister's scream.
Celestia! What is this madness? Lynette screamed in a panic. What have you done?
You saw my horn. I didn't really have a choice, Celeste mumbled, hopping out of bed, trying over towards the door. And could you be a dear, draw me some warm bath water? My flank is extremely sore for some reason. Chapter 6. Rock and Rhythm.
Sister! Sorry you didn't!
Lynette stared at the sight of her, disbelieving. Please tell me you did not!
Of course I didn't. Don't be silly, Luna, Celeste snorted, looking back at the unconscious form of Ace on the bed. After he saw me with my horn, I merely used a small burst of magic to render him unconscious. He should be waking up right now, in fact.
Ace opened his eyes, sinking his mane groggily. Ugh, where am I? What's going on?
Ace! Oh, I'm so glad you're awake.
Celeste raced back over to the bed and hugged him tightly.
When you passed out back in the park, I was so worried.
I passed out. So that's what happened. Ace climbed out of bed and stood up. You wouldn't believe the weird dream I had.
It took all Celeste and I strength to hold this backside up here and get thee into a bed.
Lynette picked up on the deception without missing a beat.
Then the alarms did run off after they thought us they had gazed upon a UFO.
Those turkeys! I'm going to have a war with them. Ace snorted. Anyway, I better get going. Melody's going to be worried about me if she calls my house and I'm not there. A concerned Luna snorted at that.
Are you sure we can't get ourselves something to eat, or...
When she looked back up, the 11th Colt was already out the room. No thanks, and I'll see myself out, he called out, and galloped down the stairs. Thanks again, girls, and see you the day after tomorrow, Celeste. The two sisters heard the door slam as he left. Follow closely by his Haro unit.
You sick motherfrackin'!
Oh my gosh! Celeste exclaimed, rushing over to her closet.
Our date is in 2 days! I totally forgot! Celeste, I thought Starlight was his old school flame, not Melody, Lynette commented, puzzled. Lynette, now's not the time to be talking about who probably used to date who,
Celeste snored, throwing clothes his way in that.
Now, why doesn't he trot down the hall and draw me that bath? I'll see if I can find some decent clothes to wear for Friday night. I'll start this business, sister, Lynette replied with a sigh, trying down the hall. Potts, may I ask thou something? Lynette replied, looking up at her friend. Does Ace use this date Melody? Lynette Potts and Bright Eyes were at the lunch table at the school the following day. Either Tingling and Tingling's parents had picked them up earlier that morning. At her question, the two friends looked at each other and nodded. Yeah, I'm surprised he found out about that, considering how loose-lipped the pony custards are around here. Potts replied with a sigh. Yeah, those two used to be a couple, till their egos got in the way. Well, egos? Lynette asked, confused. What happened? Well, originally, Ace and Melody were a couple, then their larger-than-life attitudes were perfect for each other. He didn't like him at first, but his jock attitude finally won him over. Starlight was always in love with Ace, but she never could get his attention, Pax continued, sipping her milk through a straw. She even tried joining the soccer team to find a common interest with him, but that kind of blew up in her face. But Ace got tired of Melody and her ego, and decided he could only date the best filly in that group. Bright Eyes snorted in annoyance. He finally took Starlight on her crust and traded one filly for another. And now he is tired of Starlight, and wishes to move on to my sister! Luna snorted and was angry. Like that foul knave, that creep of a coat! What's making it worse is that what your sister's doing to get his attention. Bright Eyes leaned over to the table, smile on her face. What does that mean? Lynette asked nervously. You mean you don't know? Pat asked in a surprised tone. Lynette, I play on the soccer team with Ace. Then you better come with me to practice, and see this for yourself. Very well, Lynette replied, taking her empty tray back to get lost. I shall go with thee to thine practice. Lynette saw Patch, Ace, and the others gallop onto the field, and assumed their persistence for soccer practice. As he stared across the large green field, and saw the ponies kick the ball back and forth, Luna was well familiar with the game of soccer, which the equestrian ponies called football. But the way these Coltonville's ponies played, all the skill with which the two teams kicked, blocked, and moved, it was almost like watching artwork in motion. For some odd reason, Luna was afraid of the balls. Go Potts! Those kids do it! Lynette yelled from the bleachers, cheering her on friend. Football is a remarkable sport, Lynette realized. Refined and far more civilized than that barbaric sport the Dream Valley ponies called football. How could any pony enjoy a spectacle where helmet-clad stallions plowed into each other over a pigskin and buried each other in a giant pile? Lynette simply didn't get it. Pats kicked the ball to Ace, who knocked the ball into the net. Way to go, Ace! Woohoo! A voice called out from the bleachers where Lynette saw Starlight sitting. Poor girl. The filly still harbored feelings for the guy who dumped her, even to the point she was cheering him on at soccer practice. Well, at least Celestia would never fall to that. Ace! Ace, go! Ace! A familiar voice called out from among the cheerleaders, causing Lynette's eyes to go wide in shock. There, amongst the jumping floozies, was her own sister, degrading herself in one of those silly uniforms. Could it be the day Princess of Equestria, the Alcor ruler who brought out the sunny day, out there prancing like a fool? What does it? Lynette thought to herself. I've tolerated this funny as far as I am able. It's time to put an end to the Mind Sisters' insanity before the situation gets worse. It was at that point that Lynette saw 3 colts sitting in the bleachers, talking amongst themselves. 2 of the ponies, Lancer and Teddy, she knew, but the third one, a boy with a blue coat and purple mane, the filly never seen before.
Dude, you gotta get over to her, Lancer told the unfamiliar colt. She's totally gone on Ace now. There's more girls out there, Slipknot.
Teddy snoring the depressed colt, trying to talk back.
Don't let the loser filly get to you, man.
I don't know, guys, Slipknot replied with a sigh.
The way we talk together, the way we reformed in the roller dance competition.
I always thought Starlight and I would make a perfect pair.
You could do better than her, man,
Teddy reassured him.
There's way too many fillies in the corral for you to concentrate on just one.
Yeah, just forget about her, Lancer advised him. Time to move on with your life. As he watched these 3 colts, Lynette began to scheme about not only what to do with Bright Eyes and Lancer, but how to help out Bright Eyes and the Slipknot, as well as bring Celestia back to her senses. Man, this concert is going to be so awesome, Clover squealed, as the group trotted through the turnstile. I just know Melody and her band will be a blast tonight. Thanks for inviting us to this concert with you and Pat's, Clover, Celeste exclaimed, as the fillies trotted through their seats. Lynette and I would have just been sitting at home tonight if you hadn't. Yes, and we couldn't have that, Lynette yelled sarcastically, trying to be heard over the screaming fans, shielding her eyes from the flashing lights of their hoof. The guys are at Cleveland Bay's concert tonight, though we would have been there too if Melody didn't have a gig, Pat said with a laugh. So I guess we'll make it a girls' night out. Lynette was about to say something in response. It was then a curtain opened, and the spotlight came on Melody.
Ladies and gentlemen, fillies and colts,
The announcer's voice came over the loudspeaker.
Presenting Melody and the Rocketing Beats!
Hello out there, everybody, Melody yelled out over the microphone. I hope you're all having a good time, because we got a concert for you tonight. First up, a new take on classical favorites for the old country. The crowd erupted in a series of cheers, and the band began to play their first number. It was a rock remix of Every Pony Smile, 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 the song made famous by a certain long-gone pink harmony bearer. This amused the 2 sisters to no end, as the original song's meaning was lost in the remix best. Personally, sister, I think the Ponyville's ponies did a better job with this tune, Lynette whispered to her sister, and the Rocking Beats did a remix of Winter Wrap-Up. On that we can agree, Celeste whispered back, nodding her head in agreement. Though I am eager to see what they do with this day aria. Celeste, why didn't you tell me you joined the cheerleading squad? Lynette asked her sister in a low voice. I did not need to discover it by seeing you out there trespassing around in a city dress and pom-poms. Oh yeah, that, Celeste replied with a nervous laugh. Well, Pom-Pom says it would be a good way to get closer to Ace. You know, common interests and all. Sister, I think it's time we brought an end to this charade of yours, Lynette snapped angrily. You're interfering in the lives of these fillies and colts, messing up one of the most important periods of their lives. And for what? So you can feel young again? Lynette, chill. We're here to have fun, Celeste whinnied, trying to pay attention to the concert. My flirtations with Ace aren't going to ruin his life or anything. Sister, if I'll need us to stop living in thy dreams in the past, thou art a filly no longer, Lynette said angrily. This flashback to thy teen years won't give you your youth back, Celestia. It won't bring Twilight Sparkle back! Celeste's eyes went wide at that remark. They gave her sister an angry look. Stood up and trotted out the stands. Lynette started up to follow her, but a hoof on her shoulder stopped her. Let your sister go. Pat's whinnying and shook a look on her face. Need time to cool off. Lynette nodded and sighed. At least the sounds of the concert had been enough to drown out her conversation with Celestia. or these Earth ponies might have accidentally realized he was among them. Sitting back down, she resigned herself to deal with these matters after the concert.
Ooh, that sister of mine! The nerve of her!
Celeste fumed, trying away from the concert.
How dare she tell me I'm not acting my age? How dare she! Celeste?
A voice called out from along the street, causing the angry filly to look up. There, trying out for the bus stop that had been let off, was Teddy, Lancer, and Slipknot, a colt Celeste had seen at the practice.
Celeste, what are you out here, babe?
Teddy asked in a confused tone.
Thought you went with the concert with the other girls.
I left early, Celeste whinnied, shaking her mane. Where's Ace? I thought he was there with you guys at the bass concert.
Yeah, he stayed at the concert. We decided to come back early.
Lance whinnied, noticing the look on the filly in front of his face.
What's the wrong, Celeste?
He looked troubled. It's a long story, boys. Celeste snorted, trying up to him in frustration. But if you want to go to the mop shop, I'll tell you what I can.